February 10th. I woke up to a bunch of bad stuff. Text from the husband about finances. Hard to get ahead financially when I'm not holding down work the way I want to. I'm in search of a second part-time job though, and Paul is trying his best to get what hours he can, but apparently his hours aren't as guaranteed and regular as expected. Then my estranged friend responded. I asked on Thursday about calling on Sunday, so she responded on Monday morning that she can next week. That's not okay with me. But no one else, namely my husband, sees it as a big deal. I feel petty, and also right, and also confused, and also mad, and sad. It's a big old soup of overstewed and overseasoned feelings. I keep trying to find that one angle where I'm exactly right, and she's exactly wrong to match my hurt. But that angle doesn't exist, and if it did, I'd be wrong for taking it. The looming phone call is supposed to come from understanding each other, not one-upping. We'll see how it goes, though. We're both plenty fallible and tend to believe that up until we think we've never been wrong in our entire lives. What I want to do is wait until next Monday and then say, okay, sure, I can do next Sunday, like she did. I'm most certainly not ready. I clearly have way too much anger still. But this anger has been growing over the last year, not shrinking. I think more time has been, and will continue to be, a mistake. The time for healing and understanding was a year ago, in my opinion, but she didn't give me that choice. God, I am so mad at her. But I'm gonna try to shake all of this off and paint. The day is young. It's a true testament to how much I was meant to be an artist, because the second I started painting, there was nothing else. I wish the hours went slower. I can't get enough. I just slide into a total flow state of exact image rendering, and the audiobook and color mixing and the smooth blends and delightful successes just make it heaven. I want to paint tomorrow too, but I have to finish a video. I've kind of decided to put a bit more of a delay between writing the journals and internet publishing them. It's so I don't feel stuck in a closed feedback loop recording and editing my journals from 2 weeks ago. I don't know how else to explain it. It's like Groundhog's Day. It's just a strange amount of time for some reason. But that was the day. Louise out. February 11th. Third day in a row of oil painting. I only spent a few hours on it though. I couldn't keep warm. I think my space heater is dying. I had it on 90 and pointed straight at me from a few feet away, but by the time I went inside, my fingers were numb. I still had that painting energy, so I worked on my Warhammer miniature. I'm currently experimenting with object source lighting, OSL, which means creating special lighting effects with paint. Like, you can have a green glowing lamp, and the painting trick is to make the lamp realistically look like it's illuminating the miniature. I made my orc guy entirely grayscale, only bright white spots and dark black spots with some gray between. Today I started painting the actual colors. I'm determined to learn the effect because it's totally transferable to making my light sources glow brighter in my oil paintings. And I'm actually painting a light source painting right now, with the lamp mostly unseen behind the translucent things. I think I'm doing pretty good, honestly. I'm excited to finish it and really get the full effect going. But tomorrow I have to do more responsible things like the gym, work for some class prep, and potentially, maybe, possibly, some video editing. I'm delaying my videos, but I'm also behind on editing. The plan was to edit today, but Paul's schedule can be a little unpredictable and he ended up being home today. I just want to paint my days away forever. I could make so much, contribute great art to the world. Somebody sponsor me like I'm a middle-aged French artist. I'll paint whatever you want if you pay my room and board. I'm really feeling alright lately. I could be doing way more, but I'm also doing a lot, and I'm just generally satisfied. I still miss my old job, but in a financial way mostly. I'm hopeful I can find something part-time that I kinda like, and I love this teaching position. I teach my first class on Saturday, and I'm eager for it. It's time for sleep. Louise out. February 13th. I'm down pretty bad today. I meant to get up early and have a productive day, and I snoozed my alarm for 2 hours, then got up and going. I went into work and did a pre-paint, which is just painting the painting I'm going to teach tomorrow. I have a class of 2 to teach tomorrow, assuming they don't cancel due to the snow. I met a new coworker, and she shared her website with me, and it's so good. It's neat to talk to artists my age, just trying to make it work too. I'm rooting for all of them. When I got home, I hopped on the computer to finish my video edit. I meant to thumbnail and post it, but Paul came home early, so I spent time with him. Seems like a good day, right? Well, my head said, wrong. Today was meant for self-loathing thoughts only. I spent an hour and a half of my evening curled in a ball, staring mutely at the wall, just trying to mentally break out of the self-hate. I spend more time that way than I can say. I don't even know how it got started, but the negative thoughts just crowded together like a storm until it overtook me. I honestly feel like I'm the last person anyone should put hope into. I let myself down over and over, and I can't keep my commitments, and I'm a bad friend. I postponed the call with my estranged friend indefinitely. There's a lot of negative thoughts surrounding that too. We both hurt each other enough that my mom was comparing it to the hurt of a marital affair, and this does in a way resemble a divorce. But I don't want to focus on this subject, because it's bringing me down more. Paul was there for me as a support all dark evening, and I did get everything done that I planned to. It wasn't a complete waste of a day, even if my mind says otherwise. Tomorrow I work 2 classes and Paul picked up a shift. Super romantic Valentine's date, I know, affording bills. Hoping for a better mental tomorrow. Louise out. February 14th. I'm really trying to write, but Schuyler is firmly insistent on pets. But I've got big news! I taught my first class today! It was just 3 couples doing Valentine's dates. I taught a sunset over the beach, which is most of what I'll be painting, I think. There are a lot of beach sunsets on the schedule. They're popular in West Coast areas, apparently. I was so freaking nervous. I completely understand what to do. It's the doing it that will take some practice. I think I did a good job actually teaching because their paintings turned out well. I just need some practice around the introduction and closing portions. There's a lot of information they need, and my energy sets the tone for the class. I'm really excited for this job, largely for the opportunity for getting my art out there a little bit. I'm allowed to promote my own work, so I plan on putting some business cards out. Means I need to make business cards. After the class I taught, I assisted with a larger Valentine's class, and then I got home after 10. Paul spent his hours after work cleaning the house, and he got me food and flowers. We're just hella broke, so I wasn't expecting anything, and it was a really nice welcome home. Then we watched a Netflix romance movie, and that's the day. I feel incredibly accomplished, and I'm finding I actually have a lot more natural energy when I don't smoke weed. Who would have thought? It's easier to get out of bed, too. Well, okay, getting out of bed is hard, but it's easier to get rolling once I'm out of bed. I think I can say I'm addicted to weed. It's a love-hate relationship. I hate that I love it because it's really not good for my health, mental especially. But I'm drifting, so Louise out. February 15th. I worked again today, just 1 shift. We had a big party of people, and I saw some people get drunker than I'd seen anyone get yet. One lady with kindergarten teacher vibes was swaying back and forth a little as she blended, and made comments softly like, "Ooh, I'm enjoying this a lot." And then another person had Pacific Northwest stoner vibes, and the alcohol really dialed up their singing volume, but they yelled out to tip the teachers at the end, so I gotta appreciate the party spirit. I really had a blast though. I'm getting to know my coworkers little by little, and they're all really cool people I could see myself being friends with. I enjoy getting to actually smooth over some of my socially awkward bumps here. It's much needed. Much needed. I had a couple things that I started saying or did say that just went 100% unheard. I never know what to do. Commit and say it again? I don't. I just blush, I'm sure, and put on a slight kind of in-on-the-joke smile and go on quietly. After work, I made dinner with Paul. We tried a recipe from my parents' friend in a family cookbook. It came out incredible. It was basically a very seasoned roast chicken with yogurt sauce. We watched Saltburn and we were both wowed, but me especially. I can't recommend it to necessarily everyone I know, but it was a great execution of a great idea, and I do recommend it overall for the art. But that was my day, so Louise out. February 16th. Well, today was kinda rough. Paul had a bad day, and I was consoling him, but also hurting a bit from what he said. But honestly, I could, observe myself making myself sad. Like my brain would route myself back to painful thoughts every blank space that was appropriately private. I kind of wanted to be sad, so I really tried not to bring attention to it. It was weird. I'm not sure I like it. It felt very selfish, and I don't like that. I feel I could have better supported Paul today. He supports me so wholeheartedly all the time. I realize I missed doing anything for him for Valentine's Day. Well, I actually didn't even realize and wouldn't have until he mentioned it politely. That kind of made me feel really sad and quite sorry for myself if I'm being candid. It didn't even register that I should do something. I was too caught up in my own stuff. I'm starting to see that I might kind of be the villain in more than one context. It's not just this thing, obviously, but with people in my life generally. I don't know what details I can get into that aren't sharing other people's details, but there are a lot of people in my life that have good reason to judge my actions and dislike me, even think me something like toxic. I hope not. I hope my attempted optimism and genuine enthusiasm shines through to people who spend enough time with me. But maybe I'm counting too much on that and I'm stacking justified haters. The reasons I've prolonged my call to my estranged friend are heavy on my mind, clearly. Nothing I can say to the internet. I have to be able to say things to her first at the very least. I hope that time comes eventually. Aside from all the emotional yuck, my daytime was actually splendid. I just spent my hours painting and audiobooking. Boy, I love it out there. Planning on repeating the same tomorrow. But I've stayed up till 3 a.m. here, so wishing myself luck. And Louise out. February 17th. All day today, I have been in different stages of anger. I'm really pissed. I want to get on the mic here and just rant and rave about this issue with my estranged friend. I've already summarized the overarching issue. The current issue is setting up a phone call. I scheduled a call, then gave her an hour's notice that I was canceling it. She was alright with that. I sent another message asking about her availability again. She responded after the day I asked about had passed, and if that were a single occurrence, that really wouldn't matter at all. But my main axe to grind is her abandonment of me, so it's a big deal. She's never been a good texter, and long-distance friendship has been hard. But last year was something different than our decade of friendship before. After insisting on rehashing a miscommunication, I insulted her, basically by disagreeing with her, but using harsh words, such as, "This feels manipulative to me," to actions that still feel manipulative to me. That hurt her very deeply, that and some other details in the document. But she waited a year to let me know that I'd hurt her. And in that year, she slowly got less responsive until she was outright ghosting me. The best way to hurt me is to abandon me. I've got abandonment issues. Any issue I'm aware of, I'm also working on. But of course, abandonment will still be my most vulnerable spot, and she abandoned me. The pain of it is sharp and personal, and as deep as it goes. I was ready to bury the hatchet halfway through the year and forget about her distance because my family had an emergency situation and I reached out to her within minutes of finding out. She waited 3 days and sent the most unsupportive, generic, "oh, that sucks" kind of message. Pretty much from that moment on, the rest of my year was mourning the loss of her friendship. I was really doing that from January 1st, but until June, I thought I could just be overreacting. I said I wouldn't go on about it, and here I am, going on about it. It's all I think about. I had asked on Thursday about talking on Sunday, and she replied very early Monday morning. The implication there, that she saw the text, knew she didn't want a phone call, and just waited for the day to pass before texting me again. That implication genuinely makes me not want to be friends right now. It's wisdom from my loved ones that talked me out of calling her up and fighting about it. Prudence drove me to let her know I'd be taking time away and let her know that her actions hurt me. Her response, almost a week later, inadequate, unimpressive. I can't breach privacy and quote her, but I can say I'm disgusted by her hypocrisy and lack of accountability. And I hope she finds my YouTube channel. Former best friend and she doesn't know about my YouTube channel, or most of my current life. I don't know hers either. We haven't been providing friendship to each other because she closed the door on me. I canceled the call because I don't have anything nice to say to her. There's no shot in hell she'd ever see things my way, and I've known from the day I met her that she just can't be wrong. We've avoided big fights for our entire friendship. It's a losing battle fighting with her. She's never wrong, and she can't do any better than she has done. I have had great love for her. I felt like if I had a reincarnation of my soul living a different life during my lifetime, it would be her. I see her, and I know her, and I love her. But she's a bad friend. She's a fair weather friend. She has never been there for me at my lowest points. She would never talk to me if I didn't always reach out first. And she's willing to ignore me for a year over an insult I didn't realize I'd given. So I'm moving on. Today I painted for nearly 10 hours and it was glorious. Now it's late and time for bed, so Louise out.